So, very good morning, children. I hope you all are enjoying your holidays. All these days, just I'm sending the messages and videos, and I'm passing the information. I'm very happy to see you. Of course, I'm not able to see you. I hope you are able to see me, and so maybe you are getting some the joy or enjoyment by seeing the teacher of your own class teacher. Okay, that's fine, children. Okay, and just let me start my topic today. Yes, children, every day we can see around us the many organisms are we observe it. What are they? Yes, that's right. You said some are plants and some are the animals. Is it all the animals are looking like is in same size? No. You have an idea that some look so big, just like as an elephant. Some animals are very small, just like as an ant. Is it right? Bigger elephant and ant is so small. Than the ant, an organism will be present on the earth. Okay? Yes, these organisms we cannot see with our eye. And those organisms are only, we name it as micro. The name micro means it's a very small, tiny organisms. The dot-like structures, of course, we can't see with our naked eye. So, we are going to learn about the topic named as microorganisms, friend and foe. Okay, the topic what you are going to study is microorganisms, friend. We all know that. Friend means they are so helpful to us. And the next one is friend and foe. Foe is, so nothing but we can say it's like as an enemy. It's not an helpful for us. Okay, yes. What are that? That we're going to study now. Okay, microorganisms. Actually, there is a special branch for the study of these microorganisms. Study of microorganisms is known as microbiology. Okay, yes. So, actually, what are these, where these microorganisms present, how they are useful for us, and how they will be harm to ourselves, that we are going to study now. Okay, yes. So, the study of microorganisms, that is a special branch, study of microorganisms comes under the special branch that's called as microbiology. Okay, yes. Actually, what are these microorganisms? How they are? Okay, the microorganisms are tiny or small structures. Can you see with our naked eye? No, we can't see. We cannot see with our naked eye. We cannot see. Okay, such organisms, we'll call it as microorganisms. Okay. So there's followed by the given the two activities. How you can observe the microorganisms, where they are present. When the place is so dirty, the moist, there a group of microorganisms will grow very faster. Okay, let's just go to any field, collect the moist soil and keep it in the beaker and leave it, and pour a little amount of the water. Okay, and allow the water to be settled under the beaker, and water it will be flown. Take a drop of water and observe on the slide. Keep it on the slide, observe under the microscope. And so we see that so many organisms will move over there. We'll also observe whenever the rain comes, if the walls are not plastered with the cement and the walls are covered by the green layer, that is also a sort of a microorganism. Where the water is stagnant, take a drop of water, observe under the microscope, and then we can see a group of organisms will grow over that particular regions. Okay, and the best example, best activity we did, I think maybe in the class 7, take a bread piece, bread slice, and just sprinkle the water, cover it, and just keep it under the inside the cupboard. After 3 or 4 days, If you take that bread piece, the beautiful colors will observe over the bread. Grayish color, green color, pinkish color, the dark, the red spots, all these are microorganisms only. Just now I said we can't see all these microorganisms, and we can observe only under the microscope. And there is one visible microorganisms. Can anyone name it? Yes, that is correct. The mushrooms are the visible microorganisms, and we can see with our naked eye. Remaining microorganisms we cannot see with our naked eye. Okay? Yes. Microorganisms are they are further classified. They are further classified into 4 different groups. They are further classified into the 4 groups. The first one is viruses, and the second type are bacteria, and the third is fungi, and the fourth one is protozoans. Okay, as this, especially in this particular lesson, we are going to study all these 4. Okay, microorganisms are also called as microbes. You can also name it as an microbes. Okay, yes. Then let me explain about the virus. Actually, when it's come to this virus are a bit controversial. The topic it is regarding the virus. Okay, why it is a controversial means we cannot consider it as an the living organism, or we cannot say it's a dead organism. Still, its discussions are going on. Of course, leave about all that controversial topic. Right now, we all are suffering. We all are facing a lot of problem with COVID-19. Okay, the virus is named as a coronavirus. Maybe you collected a little information regarding this coronavirus. How this coronavirus means? It is a dead virus. Unless and it reaches to the host cell, the coronavirus is a dead virus. Okay. Okay, if it is there in the atmosphere, if it is there in the somewhere else, in the air or somewhere in the atmosphere, it doesn't cause any harm for us. The reason is here it is a dead organism. When once it is entered into the host cell, you know that all the means. I don't want to teach that particular topic as the virus has come here. The point is given in your textbook very clearly. The viruses are the dead organisms. It is given. Virus. They are microscopic, and then however they reproduce only inside the cell of the host. That's what I said. Otherwise they will be stay back like that. They're inactive, they're very passive. Okay, and when once they enter into the cell, what will happen? No, it's we can't imagine it also. Very rapidly. Every day just we are watching the TV, how that virus is producing the many fellow beings, many fellow viruses. Very fastly it will be the genetical material, it will be divided and it produces its the many group of viruses, and especially when it's coming to this coronavirus, and it will be reaches immediately to the respiratory tract or the lungs, and finally it will be reaches, it travels whatnot, and all the areas it will be go, and it reaches and it will be cause harm to the system. Okay, that is about the virus. Okay, so viruses are until and unless they'll get the host cell. What is the meaning of the host here means? Wherever it will be goes. Sometimes the host, it may be the bacteria. Even this virus have the capacity to cause harm to even the bacteria. Okay, if you go to the higher classes or IC class, I will say that. Even the virus will be entered into the bacteria and it will even cause harm to the bacteria. That particular process or the stage we'll call it as a bacteriophase. Okay, yes, and unless and this virus, it will be outside and it is a dead one. Okay, yes, whenever it is entered into the host cell, so what will happen? Immediately, with fraction of a second, there is no chance. That is the reason it has a spreading disease. We can say that the whole world is suffering nowadays, present days, with the help of this the COVID virus. So just you can imagine how fast it will be the spread. I hope it is clear for you. It is a dead unless it is reaches to the host cell. Immediately it will produces and it will be cause harm to the system. It produces multiplies. The exact word we can use here, multiplies. and it produce good number of this phylogenetic products, and then they'll be cause the harm to the system. Okay, that is regarding the viruses. Okay, and once you just look to the textbook after giving this the virus in the textbook, just they gave the diagram for this. I'll draw all these things. Then the microorganisms, Chlamydomonas is given, and Spirogyra is given, Paramecium, amoeba, and if you see, and as you don't have the textbook, just I'm showing for this, and this is called as what is that? The mucor and Penicillium, okay, Aspergillus and Rhizopus. Like that, the different types of microscopic organisms are present in and around us. Okay, yes. So then, what do these viruses it will be caused? Just I said, we discussed about the coronavirus here, and let me say about what are the other diseases caused by the viruses. Okay, viruses are responsible to cause the flus, and the next one we can say that influenza. Okay, yes, and the bacteria is responsible to cause the disease called as an typhoid. Okay, yes, and the next one is protozoans, and protozoans are responsible to cause the disease named as dysentery, okay, and sleeping sickness also. Okay, dysentery and sleepy sickness or amoebic diseases, we can say that. Okay, so that is about the different types of the diseases caused by the different microorganisms. Let me repeat, viruses cause flu and influenza, the common cold, and the bacteria is responsible for typhoid, and the protozoan is the responsible for the dysentery and malaria. Okay, and bacteria is also responsible for causing tuberculosis, that is nothing but we'll call it as a TB. Okay, these are all the different types of the diseases caused by the virus. Okay, yes, let me say the one activity which is the given about the fungi. It is given how these viruses are useful, where do microorganisms will live, and microorganisms and us. I think you draw this particular picture also once. This is the shape of the virus. Okay, let me explain this one. The virus has the shape like this, the head and the tail, we can say that shape of the virus. This is head, the genetic material, and they have this is the tail-like portion, and the spines it will be present. With the help of that, whenever this virus is entered to the host cell, it pierces. Okay, this is the host cell. With the help of this, what will happen? It pierces it and it releases genetic material. If one genetic material is there, automatically it produces the many, and the cell is filled with the many genetic materials, and when one cell wall is burst and they release, all these viruses are released directly into the place wherever it is, and then it will produce harm to the system. Okay, the next topic is where do these microorganisms still grow and where they will survive. Okay, where do microorganisms live? Where do microorganisms live? Okay, where they live means very cold areas. We can say that moist place, the dirty places, okay, and the desert areas, okay, and where the what is it called as stagnant water, etc. And these are all the different areas where the microorganisms will grow. Okay, let me say small activity and then I'll end this particular topic. Okay, yes, for some microorganisms and us, how these microorganisms are useful for us, and that we are going to study now. Okay, microorganisms are, some are very friendly and some are very harmful. Commercially, they are useful for preparation of alcohol and preparation of the medicines, that is nothing but an antibiotic, and it is also helpful for the curd preparation, and it's also helpful for many other processes. Okay, yes. So we'll discuss all that in tomorrow class. Just let me explain one activity here. Take a bowl and take an atta powder. Atta powder, do you know? No? The chapati making one. Just take that particular powder and just keep it and mix it in the water, and just like that. Just I already made it and I am showing for you. Just if you do like this, it will be just very soft and the dough or an atta. Just you keep it like that, and after that add in the type of microorganism, it is called as an yeast. Yeast granules are helpful at home. We will use at home in the kitchen while you're making the cakes, when you bake the biscuits, we'll use that one. Take that the yeast and just add it and mix it and leave it. Just if you leave like this, after 2 hours, just like this you make it and leave it. After the 2 hours, if you see this dough, what will happen means it will be swells up. What makes this dough to become as more soft, and how it will be possible to become as a more soft? I said that the yeast which is present inside the dough. So whenever this virus, the yeast granules, what will happen? The number, it will be multiplies faster. Now all the viruses, they have that particular capacity. They multiply. The gap which is in the atta will be filled with this particular yeast granules. That makes this atta become so soft. That is the reason the cakes bakes very soft and tasty. Okay, just you try it at home as you are staying at home, and just if you leave like this, if you add more water and if you leave like this more than 1 day, and even we can smell, you will get an alcoholic smell. That particular process is called as a fermentation. Fermentation takes place in an absence of the oxygen. Yeast cell converts this particular product into the alcohol and releases the carbon dioxide. So this is a small activity. Just you try it at home and just share your the views in the group. Okay, that's all, children. Have a nice day.